What up, y'all? It's your boy Linus checking in right now. We are going to do the NFL Week 4 recap. Live recording right now. We are in Fanbase, the Fanbase app right now. We are doing the live recording. Make sure that you download the Fanbase app. Make sure that you join the camp, virtue.news sports. In the top right, if you click on it, you'll be able to join the camp. So that makes sure that you are alerted every single time that I go live to record an episode. Also, make sure that you log on to virtue.news. That's the best online publication to get your news from. It's been a very, very, very eventful week this week. Also to everybody that's in the room right now, if you want to add something to one of the topics that we're talking about today, make sure that you raise your hand and you could be part of the episode. So let's go ahead. This has been a very weird, eventful week. Even the game last night. We're gonna get into that. So each week we cover 6 games that we'll cover. Anytime we do our recap, we cover the top 5 MVP rankings, and then we do a few storylines from the NFL. So we're gonna talk about the games that we said that we were going to pay attention to this week. So we starting off with the Thursday night game, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Cardinals, and the Seattle Seahawks pulled that out 23-20. Sam Darnold is now 3-1 over here with the Seattle Seahawks. He was 18 for 26, 1 touchdown, 242 yards. And this game was it was I'm not gonna say a boring game at first, but it really heated up at the end, and that's because Arizona ended up waking up, and I think that's their problem. I do have to give props to the Seattle Seahawks because I feel like they do have a solid team. They do have a solid team with a solid defense, but I feel like this game was more on the fact that Arizona did not wake up until the second half. And late in that game, you saw a touchdown pass from Kyler Murray to Marvin Harrison Jr. Kyler Murray finished with 27 for 41, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks for 200 yards. And Marvin Harrison Jr. finished with 6 receptions, 1 touchdown, 66 yards. But it almost feels like they're not on the same page at all. A couple of those picks were pretty much, one was Marvin Harrison's fault for not being in the right place, and one was Kyler Murray's fault for throwing it in the wrong place. There was a few errant throws where it just looked like it was just going to nobody. And then it looked like finally, when they got on the same page at the end of the game, they were able to connect on a very nice touchdown pass. I personally believe that this is caused by not studying enough. I mean, I don't know how you can justify having Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. and you perform like that, especially on a Thursday night game when the whole world is watching. So once again, I mean, don't get me wrong. Seattle is 3-1. They lost to the 49ers. They're figuring things out on the fly, especially with a new quarterback with Sam Darnold. He had a great year last year with the Minnesota Vikings. So for them to be 3-1 right now, it looks very well for them, and I'm happy for them. But like I said, this game was more about the Cardinals and what they did not do. And I feel like there's a maturity level that has to happen. Some people say that, hey, they think Kyler Murray time has run its course over in Arizona and he will be better somewhere else. And I'm starting to think that as well. I'm starting to think that Kyler Murray can't be the what the young people say, the OG in the room. He can't be the guy that everybody's looking to lead. He probably needs older guys who have been trained to be very professional, act very professional, and train and prepare for these games at a very high level. And maybe he has not had, well, I can't say he hasn't had that, but whatever the reason is, I just feel like that for the last 4 or 5 years, he's been in this league. He's been coming into these games underprepared. And I've thought by now that with Kyler Murray with the Arizona Cardinals, they will be the team to beat in the NFC West. And I'm a 49ers fan, but it just it just haven't come to fruition. And so they find themselves at 2-2, losing 2 in a row. Hopefully they can bounce back and get some things changed. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just preparation. Let's move over to the next game. So this was a big game. Eagles and Buccaneers, both teams were 3-0 heading into this game. We got Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, and then we got Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. And these are two guys that, they were in my top 5 for MVP so far through week 3. Excuse me. Now, when I looked at this game, I saw the Eagles come out very, very, very fast. And one thing about the Eagles, it's not just their offense. It's not just their defense. I mean, they're even scoring on special teams now. They scored off of a blocked punt. Last week they also scored off of a blocked field goal. They're playing all around consistent football. And I think that's what happened. I think they came out so quick. And so we talk about Arizona not being prepared. It looked like the Philadelphia Eagles were superbly prepared for this game. And I think it caught the Buccaneers off. I'm not going to say it caught them off guard. I'm just going to say they got outplayed. They got outplayed for the first, I'm going to say, quarter and a half of this game. And then once they got acclimated and once they gathered themselves, the Buccaneers looked pretty good in the second half. And Baker looked pretty good in the second half. I mean, he threw a couple picks. One was an atrocious pick in the first quarter. The first half. But Jalen Hurts finished with let's see his numbers. 15 for 24, 2 touchdowns. They both were like little shovel pass touchdowns that count as, they count as passing touchdowns for 130 yards. Baker Mayfield was 22 for 40, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT. Oh, that's right. He did only throw 1 interception because the other one did get called back for a penalty. And so we got Baker. And so Baker Mayfield, 22 for 40, 289 yards. Now that Bucky Irving running back, that Bucky Irving guy, keep an eye on that guy because he looks incredible. And he's not he's very shifty and he's not an easy guy to bring down. And he led Buccaneers in rushing and receiving. He had 63 rushing yards, 102 receiving yards. But the main rumblings around what happened in this game was that AJ Brown and I'm drawing a blank. Devontae Smith. Some people are saying they're pretty upset. Now AJ Brown had some Twitter things to say about, when you're not heard, when you're not when you're not being listened to, you're gonna have to walk away, things of that nature. And people are saying that to the fact that he's not getting really targets. I mean he got some forced targets late in the game, but he had 2 catches for 7 yards. He ended up having 9 targets, but most of that was forced because he probably was throwing a little bit of a fit. You know what I'm saying? A couple of those shovel touchdowns are actually, sometimes when people score touchdowns, I look at the body language of their teammates to see how they are celebrated. And AJ Brown, his body language wasn't exactly what I thought it should be with some of those touchdowns. So right now we have a ball club that is 4-0, but maybe some of their teammates are unhappy about the amount of times they throw the ball. Is Jalen Hurts holding on to the ball too long and then running to get the yards? You would think that winning cures everything, but it seems like this is another situation and they go through this every year, but it seems like this is another situation where it is looking like there's just a little bit of divide of what's going on and how the Eagles are playing. But nonetheless, Eagles are 4-0, and I think they look like they are the best team in the NFL right now. We got my boy Rob up on the stage. Rob, what's going on, man? Okay, I'm not sure if Rob could talk right now, but yeah,
I'm back now.
Okay.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, man, the Eagles are looking good, man. Like I said, I'm all about talent and actually making it happen, so they leading the pack to me.
Yeah. I agree. I agree for sure. Let's move on to the next game. So we got the Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs. And this was a game that I didn't want to see these two teams play against each other at this point in time. Actually, in the in week 4, because both of them were 1-2. Somebody had to go 1-3. Somebody had to go 2-2. I didn't want that for either Patty Mahomes nor Lamar Jackson. But this game was not close. And when I say it was not close, I mean whether Lamar Jackson was in there or not. He did pull a hammy. Doesn't look like it was that bad of a hammy, but why leave him in there when you getting he's getting rushed and getting sacked almost every down. The Kansas City Chiefs just really outplayed, and I said it last week. I said, watch out for when Xavier Worthy gets back, because when Xavier Worthy gets back, you are going to see their offense open up. And so you had Xavier Worthy. You got Thornton, you got Travis Kelce, you got Pacheco, you got Kareem Hunt, you got the running back Rashad Smith, and Patrick Mahomes used everybody. He used everybody, and I know I was saying some things about whether or not Patrick Mahomes still had the magic. He looks like he got it. The offense is clicking. And then you got Spagnuolo with the defense rushing. And maybe is that the key? Is that the key to beating the Ravens, is making Lamar Jackson feel uncomfortable? I said last week, they are too careless with the ball. And you saw in this game, as soon as they start getting blitzed, as soon as they start getting rushed, Lamar throwing interceptions, Lamar fumbling. You know what I'm saying? This is the recipe to beat the Ravens. And I'm not sure, is this the end of what we think were the Super Bowl Ravens that everybody picked to go to the Super Bowl? Is this the end? I mean, are we looking at a team that, hey, they're not going to get it together? Or do you think they're going to get it back together? I don't know, man. I don't see, every time Lamar Jackson makes a mistake, he goes and he throws his helmet down, and it's just, I'm not seeing really confident body language in this team. I'm not. And I feel like they're going to have to do a lot of growing up in order to beat some of these other teams, such as the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills. Some of these teams in the AFC, they're not going to play around with them. And so, excuse me, I just think the Ravens looked bad. They look bad. But like I said, Lamar Jackson, 14 for 20, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 147 passing yards. Patty Mahomes, 25 for 47, 4 touchdowns, 270 yards. Rob, did you get a chance to even look or weigh in on this game?
Yeah, I saw just a little bit of it. I mean, like I said, I'm still not giving up on the Ravens, but they look really, really bad out there, man. I'll be honest with you, they kind of just need to do a reset. But it was good to see see Patrick Mahomes doing his thing out there. You know what I'm saying? So that was great.
Yeah, it was good to see Patrick Mahomes go ahead and get back to what we, know what I'm saying, know him as. You know what I'm saying? And I think going forward, they're going to be a pretty tough team to beat. Sunday night, we had the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. Ended in a 40-40 tie. This was neither defense could really stop anybody. Jordan Love, 337 yards, 31 for 43, 3 touchdown passes. Dak Prescott, 31 for 40, 3 touchdown passes, 319 yards. This was a bizarre game. And the storyline, a lot of these games have storylines. This was Michael Parsons coming back to Dallas on a Sunday night football game, AT&T Stadium. Jerry Jones refused to play a tribute video. This game had a lot to do about who won the trade, who didn't win the trade. And even after the game, Jerry Jones spoke, and Jerry Jones said, hey, we traded Michael Parsons. We got what we got from them, and we still ended in a tie. You know what I'm saying? So that tells you that Jerry Jones is very concerned about who actually won this trade. So when you have a tie, it's like who can take something good, who can take something bad from this game. I think the Green Bay Packers should have won this game. I think this was their game to win. And I think even with Michael Parsons being on the team, this should have been an indication that they should have won this game. But it's like I've said before, even though Michael Parsons did get a sack, he didn't have that much of a fingerprint on this game. And that's why I told people all the time, I think he's an overrated player. He's not like a Myles Garrett type of guy. You know what I'm saying? You always know Myles Garrett is out there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes Michael Parsons can disappear. And so I think Green Bay should have won this game. And if you talk to after the game, they talked to Jordan Love and they talked to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott seemed a little happy and jovial that they got a tie. And Jordan Love seemed a little bit annoyed and disgruntled that they got a tie. And that shows you the difference of expectations with both of those teams. Pickens looked very good for Dallas. That's something they can build on while CeeDee Lamb is out. But once again, I really just think that Green Bay should have won this game. They dropped the ball. Dallas tied them up. Dallas is happy with a tie. We march on into week 5. Rob, what do you think about that tie game, man?
I think it was horrible, man. I'll be quite honest with you. But, I mean, like you said, Parsons didn't show up, man. Like, I thought he was going to go crazy out there, and that did not happen, man. So, yeah, I was a little bit disappointed, honestly. But Dak, I'm be honest, Dak was out there throwing, so it ain't Dak. I don't think Dak is the problem. I think that he kind of showed that, man, this game.
Yeah. I mean, Dak really showed up this game. I think both of the defenses let both of these teams down, to be honest. So then we move on to 2 Monday night games. We had the New York Jets against the Miami Dolphins, and we had the Bengals and Broncos. First, we're going to start with the Jets and the Dolphins. Contrary to what many people believe, or let's say Stephen A. Smith, when he said the Jets are trash, I actually really and thoroughly enjoyed this game with the Jets and the Dolphins. I thought both teams played really hard all the way to the final bell. I thought Justin Fields played really hard and he really looked good out there to me. 20 for 27, 1 touchdown, 226 yards. Tua Tagovailoa, 17 for 25, 2 touchdowns, 177 yards. And right when I felt that they were getting Tyreek Hill actually, you know what I'm saying, in the groove, and they were finding him, and and they were really looking for him, and they was getting them on these slot routes. Then he dislocates his knee, and it was a very, very, very horrible sight. As soon as you saw it, you knew that his season was over. We're going to talk about getting to that a little bit later, but that made me feel a little bit bad for the Dolphins and their coach Mike Macdonald. But at the end of the day, that running back, a chain, 20 carries, 1 touchdown for 99 yards. The Dolphins really have something to actually build on, and I think they look really good. I think the Jets, with their new coach Aaron Glenn, they're just a couple little fixes away. Garrett Wilson, 6 receptions, 1 touchdown. Once they get that Fields and Garrett Wilson connection going, they're going to look very, very good. And actually, even one of his touchdowns was brought back because they said it was a push off. I did not believe it as well. So this was a closely contested game. But the Dolphins were able to pull it out. I'm going to head straight into the Bengals and Broncos game. And I'm going to be honest with you. This game was fairly boring. And I hate to say it, but until Bengals get somebody back there at quarterback, they're not going to score many points. I mean, this score was 28-3. The game at the end of the first half was 21-3. The game was over after the first quarter. I mean, the Bengals can't do anything on offense. They can't. I mean, I think Jamar Chase had let me see. I think he had a few catches. Jamar Chase, five catches for 23 yards. T. Higgins, 3 receptions for 32 yards. If I was them, I would act very quickly. And the first thing everybody wants to say is go get Shador. I mean, I don't see why not. Unless they just want to throw their season away. But I'm gonna tell you right now, from the look on Jamar Chase's face, if this is the way they're gonna play going forward, Jamar Chase is gonna fake an injury and not play the rest of the year. I mean, I'm being dead serious. They look as though they cannot stomach another moment with that offense, and really, it's just the quarterback. I mean, I don't want to put all the blame on him, but that offense is not going anywhere. They're not going to do anything. Broncos looked fairly good. Bo Nix looked really good. He threw for 326 yards, 29 for 42, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT. Very nice touchdown to Sutton, who had 5 receptions. But this was I felt very bad for Troy and Buck that they had to even commentate this game because the Bengals were not giving them anything to really talk about. And there's one other thing I want to talk about with the Dolphins as well. They have Darren Waller, who retired and came back. Darren Waller from the Giants, from the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Used to be married to Kelsey Plum. Then he retired. Now he's back. And he caught 2 touchdown passes, 3 for 27, a very big target. So they were getting things going. Like I said, I'm very sad about Tyreek Hill, but that's this week games. Rob, did you check out any of those Monday Night Football games?
I just caught a little bit of the Bengals game, and like you said, they was horrible. I would love if they get Shador. Like you said, I don't know what they're doing. They gotta get somebody to open in, but yeah, but that's it. And yeah, sorry about Tyreek. That's kind of sad.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the games of the weekly recap. And then we're going to get into we are going to get into our top 5 MVP rankings right now. Top 5 MVP rankings. But before we do that, I want to make sure that I tell you guys that right now we are on the Fanbase app. Make sure that you download Fanbase, that you come into the room, you sign up for the camp, Virtue.News Sports, so that you are alerted every time we do a live recording. And then make sure that you hop on virtue.news, which is a great publication. And so we're going to do the top 5 MVP race. This is a running list through week 4. So number 5, I still got Justin Herbert. I know that the Chargers lost to the Giants, who started Jackson Dart, which also tells me that we will never see Russell Wilson again. We will never see. We will not see. I'm not trying to be rude, but Rob, we're not gonna see Russell Wilson again. We're not. But then at the same time, go ahead, Rob.
Man, come on, man. Don't you ain't got to put him down like that, brother. Come on. Russell, that's not the last time seeing him. It'll work out. Listen, Dart's gonna get. I said it before. Dart will get hurt, and he'll come back in and be the hero.
I don't know which play. Yo, hero and Russell Wilson. Yo, that shouldn't even be in the same sentence in the past, at least 6 years. But so Justin Herbert for the Chargers, still I got him at 5. Number 4, I still got Baker Mayfield, because he did end up playing pretty well against the Eagles, and they only lost by 6 points. They just got off to a very, very slow start against the Eagles, so I still got Baker at number 4. Number 3 was a tough one, because I was trying to figure out, should it be Jared Goff or should it be Amon-Ra St. Brown? And I'm going with Amon-Ra St. Brown. He has 6 touchdowns within the first 4 games. He's playing great. And so I know I said that the MVP rankings were going to be mostly quarterbacks, because, running backs and wide receivers and defensive players, they usually don't win the MVP. But I got to put Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's having a terrific start to his year, so I got to put him at number 3. Number 2, I still got Jalen Hurts. The numbers don't look great. They're not off the charts, but I think he's mastered the Eagles' way of winning football games. And so I have him at number 2. At number 1, I still got Josh Allen, even though the last couple of games, they've been closer than what they needed to be against the Dolphins and against the Saints this week. But I still have Josh Allen coming in at number 1. Now, let's get into a little bit of the news stories of the NFL. Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill dislocated his left knee during Monday night's 27-21 win over the Jets and was hospitalized overnight while undergoing further testing on the season-ending injury. Coach Mike McDonald confirmed Tuesday that Hill also tore multiple ligaments in his knee, including his ACL, and Hill was having surgery on Tuesday. So Tyreek Hill actually had surgery today on his knee. He posted on X, "Thank you guys for the prayers. I feel all the love. A heart sign, here we go, and a peace sign." I'm just really glad that he was in really great spirits, and he was telling the guys, even when the injury happened and guys rushed over to him, he was telling the guys that he was good. He was focused on the team. He wanted to make sure that the guys got the win. So he means a lot to this Dolphins organization. And one thing about it is that all week everybody's been talking about, well, what if Tyreek Hill goes back to the Chiefs and things of that nature? And they made a point to get him very involved in this Monday night game. And he was having a terrific first half, but then had his injury that's going to end his season. I hope it doesn't end his career, because it's multiple ligaments and it's a dislocated knee. So hopefully he'll be back, and I hope he will. But Tyreek Hill having a great game, but these things happen in football, and it's going to change the trajectory of the season for the Bills and for Tyreek Hill's career. Now, Rob, I want you to weigh in on this next topic, man. So the NFL announced that Bad Bunny is going to be the Super Bowl halftime show entertainer. Now, this is from the Washington Post. by Sabrina Rodriguez. She says, MAGA influencers are furious with the National Football League again after the Sports League announced Sunday that Bad Bunny, the superstar Puerto Rican recording artist, would headline its Super Bowl halftime show. The NFL, which has a bipartisan fan base, has been leery of entering the culture war since President Donald Trump's first term, when the league largely capitulated to his demand that it prevent players from kneeling. Bad Bunny critics have zeroed in on his criticism of Trump's agenda, his exclusively Spanish language lyrics, his gender fluid fashion choices, and his comments in recent interviews sharing that part of the reason he was not touring his latest album in the U.S. mainly was out of concern his concerts will become a target for immigration and customs enforcement raid. This is the guy that Jay-Z and Roc Nation have chosen to be the entertainment for the Super Bowl. How do you feel about Bad Bunny being chosen to be the entertainment for the Super Bowl?
I'm alright with it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because he's a huge international star. I know y'all not really into Bad Bunny or whatever, but I didn't really know how big he was until I started doing the Latin dancing. So he's like the Latin version of Lil Wayne or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I understand. What he did for Puerto Rico was kind of like trend setting. You know, with the I forgot what they call it, the residency in Puerto Rico. So I'm okay with it, man.
Okay, so what do you think? Well, let me just say with the because I read the backlash, but here's what I've been hearing is that, and don't get me wrong, Bad Bunny is, I think he's currently the biggest international star in the world, if I'm not mistaken. Bad Bunny is the biggest star in the world, but we're talking about the NFL, and we're talking about entertainer who not only cross dresses but actually like he wears fake boobs sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like do we think about the kids when we choose who is going to perform at our Super Bowl, which is a sport? Because I feel like that everything is not for the Super Bowl halftime. You know what I'm saying? I've had many problems with the display at the Super Bowl halftime. Sometimes I'm watching it with different crowds. I'm watching it with older people, younger people, and things of that nature. And I think it needs to be I think that Super Bowl halftime is something that should just be very, very family friendly. You know what I'm saying? Pop, Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Very, very pop. You know what I'm saying? And because or whatever it is, it's very, very safe because it's the Super Bowl and everybody's watching. You know what I'm saying? This is not the Soul Train Awards. This is not, you know what I'm saying? It's not even the Grammys. It's not even the MTV Awards. You know what I'm saying? This is a spectacle that the whole world is watching, and everybody from every demographic is watching. And so for me, it's like when you have somebody who is so cutting edge, I'm not gonna say cutting edge, just a man that wears women's clothes or wears women's boobs and dresses up as a woman from time to time, and that's his choice if that's what he want to do. He is a grown man. But what I'm saying is that to me does not fit with what the Super Bowl is supposed to be. We're talking about football here. We're talking about men who go and this is like Gladiator. This is like 300. You know what I'm saying? And then so for this, it's almost like they're always trying to sneak in some sort of message to our kids through the Super Bowl halftime show. What do you think about that, Rob?
I totally disagree with 90% of what you said. I don't think for years they're not worried about what the kids are doing at the Super Bowl. Not at all. That doesn't factor in at all.
No, but
So
but
I
so
think
so we agree. So what you're saying is
yeah,
that
it never has though.
I think it has.
Well, I mean, way back in the day when they only had country music playing,
No,
but
I mean you have
I think they were mad about Bruno Mars and what was it, Prince? Didn't Prince do it one time? They were mad about what Prince did.
okay. Nobody was mad that Prince did the Super Bowl. There was this one little scene that Prince did where he was being projected onto a white screen, and the way he held his guitar made it look like he was you know what I'm saying, made it look like his junk was out. You know what I'm saying, was out or whatever. You know what I'm saying. But that was a very small detail. To be honest with you, the football halftime show was a very, very safe show. You know what I'm saying? Until you had the Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson thing where that happened, and then remember
What year was Janet Jackson?
I think that was 2003, 2004. So
That's what I'm saying. 20 years ago, brother, it's been like that.
yes, what I'm saying. No, but remember what happened after that? They went safe. They went safe for a very long time, and then remember when Colin Kaepernick kneeled, black performers said, "Yo, we not gonna perform at the halftime because y'all ain't doing cap right." And so the only thing to get black performers back was really Jay-Z and Rock Nation taking over the halftime show. You know what I'm saying? And then when they took over the halftime show, you know, they came in with the Jennifer Lopez and Shakira, which I thought that was cool. You had the Weekend joint, you know what I'm saying? Then you had Rihanna, you know what I'm saying? You had Usher, you had Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I think they need to factor in the kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, and I could be old school or whatever, but you know, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent and all of that, bro. I'm sorry, crip walking at the Super Bowl halftime, that ain't cool for the kids, man. During the Super Bowl halftime, I'm sorry.
That's why I said I agree with 90% because I do agree with what you're saying about that. Yeah, some things are inappropriate, but what I'm saying is they haven't been following that. So yeah, I get you. We're in line with that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I'm getting what you said. What you saying is that the NFL don't care about the kids, so ain't no reason to stop now with Bad Bunny.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Let's see what else. What other story we got? I think we got a couple more stories. The Cleveland Browns, as offensive futility was once again the undoing of the Cleveland Browns in a 34-10 loss to the Detroit Lions on Sunday. Quarterback Joe Flacco's struggles continue to be the central focus. The 40-year-old passer turned the ball over 3 times, increasing his season total to 8 giveaways through 4 games. The Browns have the NFL's second lowest scoring offense, 14 points a game. However, coach Kevin Stefanski on Sunday declined to place the blame for the problem on offense solely on Flacco. Rob, is Joe Flacco blackmailing or has some, you know we used to say like, yo, they must got naked pictures of somebody, because why is he still a quarterback, Rob?
I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's the Tony Romo effect. Same thing. They see him like the things he's doing. They don't see it like somebody else is doing it. They looked a little bit different from him. Tony Romo effect. He should have been out of there. He should have been out of there, brother. Been out. Doesn't make any sense. No rhyme or reason.
None whatsoever. And I heard Shannon Sharp say, fans get upset when you delay the inevitable. Fans get upset when you delay the inevitable. So what do we mean by that? We knew that in New York, that at some point in time during the season, that Russell Wilson was going to be taken out for Jackson Dart. We knew at some point. We just were waiting for the point where the record got bad enough for the coaching staff and the GM and the owner to say, okay, that's enough. Russell Wilson, you got to come out. Jackson Dart comes in, right? But the longer that you prolong Jackson Dart coming in and you're losing on top of that, the fans are going to get upset. That's what's going on in Detroit. We know that Joe Flacco is not supposed to play the whole year. But as you keep piling on losses and you keep delaying taking him out and putting in the two guys that you drafted this year to seeing what they have, the fans are going to be upset because you keep delaying what we all know is going to happen. You have to see what Dylan Gabriel is made of. You have to see what Shedeur Sanders is made of. So just do it. You know what I'm saying? And the longer you just keep losing and keep Joe Flacco in there, turn the ball over, the more your defense is going to get upset because that defense they have over there in Cleveland can win a Super Bowl. But it's just that quarterback position that is just holding this ball club up. If they don't do something with Joe Flacco this week, they have to do it next week and just put Dylan Gabriel in there and see what he got. And if Dylan Gabriel can't handle it, put Shedeur Sanders in there and see what he got. And at least you will know what your future is looking like. Joe Flacco will not be with the Browns after this year. So it's time to move on to the younger guys. Yeah, that's yeah. I got one more time. Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Detroit Lions, off to a superb start. He was actually number 3 in my MVP rankings this week. His stats: 27 receptions on 32 targets, 307 yards, 6 touchdowns through the first 4 games. He is looking superb. He is looking like an MVP caliber player, and we're happy for him. At first, when he was in high school, him and his brothers and his father and his mother was on Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. And his father, if you guys don't know his father, you guys better get to know him. The St. Brown last name is made up. It's not even a real last name. He wanted his kid's name to stand out, so he created these names for him. That's why you got Amon-Ra St. Brown. The St. Brown is made up. He's been training these kids ever since they were like 2-3 years old, lifting weights. He was a bodybuilder, and he even got married to their mother because she was tall and had broad shoulders and built in a certain way that he knew. That he looked at her, he said, yo, if we have kids together, our kids are going to go to the NFL. And so 2 out of the 3 boys end up going to NFL. But not only that, these guys speak different languages. These guys always maintain a 4.0 GPA. They all 3 went to top-notch colleges and played receiver. The other St. Brown, the oldest brother, played for the Green Bay Packers. I'm not sure if he's still in the league, but in the middle one, I remember he went to Stanford, but he ended up not playing in the NFL. But very good family, and they have a podcast where they talk about a lot of this stuff. So I'm very proud of Amon-Ra St. Brown. He is in the MVP race. Rob, do you have anything you want to add before we close the show? Anything about the 49ers, man?
Hey, man, go 49ers, man. Come on, man. There's no more injuries, brother.
We can't afford no more injuries. We can't afford not one more injury, man. And look, the Jaguars is a pretty good team. So I'm not too hung up on the fact that we lost to the Jaguars, because when I actually was looking at the game, they are a really good team and they got a really good defense, and their offense is really getting better by the week. So, but we'll bounce back. But that's the NFL Week 4 recap. Make sure that you look for us. We're on YouTube. We'll be anywhere that there's podcasts. You can find us anywhere that there are podcasts, especially on YouTube, especially on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And remember, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we always record in the Fan Base app. in the fan base audio room. So we all recording the fan base audio room. So thank you guys again, Virtue.news. Make sure you join the camp on Fanbase. And also anybody who listens to this, just make sure you download Fanbase, because I know a lot of y'all on TikTok, y'all gonna be looking for somewhere to go as soon as the administration takes over TikTok. So you can always come over here. But remember, we always record live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Anybody who's in the room has a chance to come up and speak on what's going on, so that you could be a part of our podcast. All right. But I will holler at you guys later. Peace. I'll see y'all later.